Hello everybody and welcome on back to the DSA Racing Group, back on to the Supporting Heroes Cup Series as we are tonight in round 21 and it is finally time. 2 rounds left in the season. It is time for the elimination race of the round of 7. When the checkered flag waves, we will find out who will be your 4 drivers who will compete for a championship next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Hello everybody, it's Dwayne Crespo up here in the commentary booth alongside Jaden Duran, who will be joining me tonight, both as the broadcaster and as race control. Jaden, elimination time for everyone now fighting for those spots. Only 4 will advance. How do you think this outcome is about to go, and who do you think the 4 drivers who will be competing for a championship will be?
Well, I don't see the top 3 moving any spots down, that's for sure. I mean, they would quite frankly have to wreck out. With Travis Daly not racing tonight with some unfortunate personal issues, it's definitely going to be a fight between the guys under the cut, and that's what we should look out for. The guys being Zachary Evans, Cole Christopher, looking to be one of the final guys into the Final 4 for Homestead Miami.
Yeah, here is the championship standings. Entering Kansas here, Caleb Desai, championship lead. Going into Kansas, Damon Gilbert second, Hunter Winkler third. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Travis Daly out for personal reasons, will not be able to advance. And we'll see. It's both of his teammates, TDR guys, Cole Christopher and Zachary Evans, fighting for that last spot. Kylan Wilson missed out last week at Las Vegas, so he will be 31 points below the cut line. It is looking very, very impossible for him but we'll see if he can make a miracle happen. It is gonna be a doozy. On top of that, this race, of course, also sponsored by Travis Daly Racing, as there is everything you need to know about them. So go make sure to follow them on Facebook, Travis Daly Racing, Facebook.com. As we have 150 laps here around Kansas Speedway and the cutoff race. We'll see who gets cut, we'll see who advances, but whoever it is, I can already tell, next week for the championship at Homestead, it is gonna be a wonderful, wonderful race to witness.
Yeah, it's going to be a long race, I'll tell you that. 150 laps around this track? Wow.
That is more than 50% of the actual Kansas race in the NASCAR Cup Series. So we're in for another long one. First Kansas race this season also was 150 laps. And it was won by Travis Daly, who will not be here today. So we'll see if that first Kansas win of Travis Daly will give these TDR guys that are fighting for that last spot some more luck to win it here tonight.
Yeah, another interesting thing about this race is it's going to be, as it is a long race, I'm sure you can figure out the stages are going to be a little bit longer, but this is going to be one of the longest stage ones of the entire season, being 30 laps, followed by 40 laps, ending at stage 2 with 70.
So yeah, pretty extensive full race. Of course, that does come with pretty extensive stages as well. And 65% fuel, as always. This should give drivers about 38 to 42 laps of fuel, so they won't really have anything major for stage 1 and 2. However, for that final stage, we are almost 95% certain that there will be some green flag cycles that will heavily affect the outcome of this race. So much looking forward to that. 4 tire sets here tonight. Actually, I have to double check. It's going to be either 4 or 3. I believe it is 4. 1 fast repair as always. 3 shots to end this in overtime, as there's the track temp at the 1.5 mile here at Kansas. And practice is coming to an end as we are ready to kick off qualifying.
So many drivers here tonight. I mean, you would expect there to be a little less drivers during playoff time, you know, people not fighting for anything at that point, but 20 drivers here tonight and counting. Definitely going to be an interesting race, I'll tell you that much.
And funny enough, this is the most amount of drivers that we've seen in a while. Recently, it's been give or take around 10, 12 drivers. We have a 20-car field here tonight. So definitely some interesting stuff here in the second to last race of Season 3. But nonetheless, here we go. Qualifying. About to get kicked off. We'll see who is on pole, and if it's one of those playoff drivers looking for a spot, could be a major starting point to the night.
Oh no, something I just realized, Dwayne. We're in for it again. All of Travis Daly Racing is running the same schemes, just like at Las Vegas.
So I apologize if we get names confused or mixed up. You can imagine that it's going to be very challenging with all TDRs running the same thing except for the number. But here we go. First couple of outlaps coming to a close as we begin the first laps here in qualifying. Let's go on board here with Cole Christopher.
See a lot of these drivers running the high lane. What is your opinion on that?
I'm gonna be honest, from what I've seen so far in multiple different series and previous Kansas races, I feel like it's looking to be the ideal line. I can see this pretty much going single file for most of this race, people just running that high line, or either just trying to cut down below, trying to go for the inside move, but not having a good enough run, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I see a lot of people switching up, going high into turn 3 and out of turn 4, but going low for turn 1 and turn 2. Definitely going to be interesting lines here, which unfortunately will result in quite a bit of wrecks.
And for what I've seen so far in that front stretch, most drivers, if not all of them, it's all apron in that front stretch. But Zachary Evans currently on pole position with a 29.95. Can he keep it on the pole, which would be the best way to kick it off for that number 0?
As he's just now finishing his second lap, it will not improve.
Kylan Wilson in P2. It's Xavier Beauregard P3, Winkler 4th. Here's David Duran Jr. So, and it gets taken away! Dustin Castillo out of nowhere! 29.92, 3/10 faster. Or sorry, 300s faster. Here comes David Duran Jr. Across the line. It will only give him P13. But so far, it is a TDR front row.
That's what Daly sure wants to see right now, I'll tell you that much.
Can anyone take Dustin Castillo away? George Bark with a purple sector. We've seen how he drives. We've seen him put on clutch performances. George Bark across the line. David Duran Jr. to the P3. It's a 1-2-3 for TDR, but it gets taken away. George Bark to pole position. And it's a massive 29.82, a whole 10ths of a second faster than Dustin Castillo to demolish that was what was gonna be a 1-2-3 for TDR.
Man, I don't know how many poles George Bark has gotten in both series, both Truck and Cup. This is just insane. I mean, you expect this guy to be on pole position every race at this point.
Dragonfly Racing, though, not done just yet. Here comes his playoff driver teammate, Damon Gilbert. P2!
Oh my goodness.
It's a Dragonfly Racing front row. They absolutely take down TDR.
Whoa.
And Damon Gilbert will be the highest up playoff driver here in qualifying. And that will be it. Unbelievable. What a lap time by Dragonfly Racing.
I mean, that's just a straight heater from George Bark and Damon. They're on a whole nother level than the rest of these guys. As the gridding will now start. A lot of big names here in the back lane.
Absolutely.
A lot of people that you wouldn't expect to be back here.
Yeah, I'm just starting to realize that now. Scotty Lanning, Juan Cops Jr., Kalen Wilson. But it is George Bark on pole position. His teammate Damon Gilbert, who is in a playoff run, will be side by side with him.
Like Caleb Desai, I mean, one of his worst qualifyings yet, P9, points leader. He's definitely going to have a lot of ground to make up if he wants to catch up to Damon Gilbert, keep that points lead into the final race.
Well, here we go. everyone in as we're about to kick off the gridding here.
I think it should be mentioned again for the final race next week is the fact that it's whoever in the top 4 finishes first. Whoever crosses that line first between the top 4 wins the championship. And it's not based on points for that race.
Here is the starting grid here at Kansas. George Bark on pole, Damon Gilbert side by side with him. A Dragonfly Racing front row with Gilbert being the highest up playoff driver. Row 2, it's TDR, Dustin Castile and Zachary Evans. Row 3, it's David Duran Jr. and Kylan Wilson. Row 4, Xavier Beauregard and Hunter Winkler. Row 5, it's Caleb Desai P9 alongside Hendrix Bromberg, rounding off the top 10. In row 6, it's Cole Christopher and Davin Thornhill. Row 7, it's Kalen Wilson and Michelle Miller. Row 8, it's Mason Wilson and Michael Egremont. In row 9, it's Kevin Page and Juan Cobbs Jr. And rounding off the grid here at Kansas in row 10, it's Scotty Lanning and Presley Bromberg. With that being said, here we go. Who will be your 4 drivers to compete for a title next week? Oh, and a massive spin! And it's chaos already! Massive, massive chaos! A huge mistake by George Bark! And on the very first start, it's already a massive one! Kalen Wilson involved, Hunter Winkler, George Bark, Xavier Beauregard. And that is not at all how you expected this race to start.
I don't think I've ever seen the guy on pole position spin himself on the first restart, or on the first start.
And out of all the people for that to happen, George Bark, who's, I believe, been the driver on the pole most of the times here. Wow. And just like that, we already have our first caution of the night. So as we mentioned there at the bottom right, your race analysis, 150 laps total here at Kansas. Stage 1, 30 laps. Stage 2, 40 laps will end at lap 70. We'll race the final stage with 80 laps all the way to lap 150. But, oh man, I did not expect this at all.
Oh, I did say it was going to be a caution-filled race, but I didn't expect... They didn't even make it to the start-finish line, Dwayne.
Unbelievable. George Bark already going to be going down pit road. We'll see if we can get a clear view. Here is the replay. So Bark just loses it. He just spins the rear tires, I believe. The TDR guys, I believe, on the inside, I believe that was David Duran Jr. Obviously, doesn't really have time to react. Kylan Wilson gets some damage. Hunter Winkler gets some damage.
It's like Xavier Beauregard got some damage too.
Yeah, Xavier Beauregard. It looks like Michelle Miller got a little bit of a piece of Hunter Winkler. It's all over the place, and everyone's scrambling to avoid that. Wow.
Not what Hunter Winkler wanted to see, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Well, if that doesn't set the pace for this race, I don't know what does.
2 playoff drivers who were involved in that incident. Kylan Wilson and Hunter Winkler. They will now be P18 and 17. So this could be very dangerous. Cole Christopher finds himself P7. Caleb Desai finds himself P5 now. And we have Zachary Evans and Damon Gilbert in the top 2. Now, Like we mentioned before, the major point of this is those TDR teammates. Zachary Evans, Cole Christopher, both are tied in points, both below the cut line by 7 points. So it really is just like the championship race next week. Whoever of them comes in front is the one that will go to the championship for.
I still can't believe it. I have been known to spin my tires on restarts, but I don't think I've seen it since Texas.
Well, let's see. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again, as this time we are officially green flag and we're underway. It looks like the outside hesitated a little bit and didn't get going. A smudge. Gilbert is gone.
Oh, trouble in back.
3 wide on turn 1 and 2 already.
As we were talking about the start, Kylan Wilson put Scotty Lanning into the wall. And we
caution comes out, wrecking in the back.
Juan Cobb's involved. Mason T. Wilson involved. Cole Christopher involved. That's not good.
Yep, and those are the 3 drivers involved. And the big one there, Cole Christopher. Looks like 29 doesn't have a ton of damage. Unbelievable. Well, Jaden, you weren't really lying when you said that this race was going to be a caution-heavy race. We have not had yet a full lap under green. So we will see how this one goes. Bark, Winkler, Christopher, and Lanning already down pit road. Damon Gilbert will still be in the lead. Zachary Evans will drop 4 positions there. And Caleb Desai, who we thought had not a good qualifying, started P9. Already 3 laps in, he will already find himself P4 here. But that is a tough break, specifically for Christopher, who has to finish in front of Evans to get that.
I mean, Kylan Wilson got an early lick of damage putting Scotty Lanning into the wall. So that's definitely going to affect him a lot. I mean, he's going to be sitting towards the back, given an EOL, along with Juan Cobbs Jr.
Alrighty, well, already, third restart, here we go. They're going to be rolling into the race wrap guy restart zone. And we are back under green here at Kansas. Once again, Gilbert, a great launch.
Let's see if we can make a lap this time. And there is trouble in the back. George Bark involved again.
Again! A ton of names involved in that. Michael Eggermont involved. I believe Presley Bromberg is also in it. And Hunter Winkler. Again, his second incident.
Where did that start from?
And we have yet to see a full lap under green. And we're going to see a ton of takers here. Juan Copps Jr., Beauregard, Bark, Winkler. I believe this will be already the third time that George Bark has gone down pit road. Not a great night so far for the 74 or the 62.
I'm starting to think I cursed this race. Can we just make it we're on lap 11. I don't think we've ran a full lap yet.
No, we have not. We have not ran a full lap under green.
I will tell you, Dwayne, there's a lot of chatter on the radio right now. Nobody is happy. You can hear Zachary Evans in his voice is disappointed. Happy to be running decent, but just wants to get this race underway. I mean, I think me and you are feeling the same way. I mean, this is crazy, Dwayne. Absolute madness.
Oh, I'm sure that absolutely everyone is feeling the same way. Even race control.
However, Kylan Wilson moved up 9 spots, I believe, on that restart. Being really aggressive, taking it 3 wide early in the restart. But, I mean, he might actually have a chance to crack that top 4 and have a shot at winning the title.
Well, here we go. Let's try it again.
Third time's the charm, right, Dwayne?
Hopefully so. Green flag. Back in the air.
Pretty even restart there.
Much, much better restart from what we've seen so far.
George Bark managed to get out of the pits and get some spots. Glad to see that. all of our playoff drivers struggling tonight. Hunter Winkler looking to make some moves. Damon Gilbert obviously
Oh,
leading.
trouble!
And trouble.
Kalen Wilson.
Oh no, is that our points leader?
And I believe we have some more trouble in the back. And that is Kevin Page, who was turned around. Xavier Beauregard, I believe, had to avoid that completely.
But following Kalen Wilson, it looks like he gets turned by Zachary Evans.
So here is the review here.
Looks like netcode.
There we go. Here's the replay. This is the 41 of Kalen Wilson, the 0 of Zachary Evans. Is there contact or is it netcode? Oh yeah, there is contact. There's just a tiny bit of contact. Evans on that, on the left rear, and then Kevin Page gets turned.
It's looking like this is going to be a single file restart, Dwayne.
Oh boy.
Everyone begging for one more chance at a double file restart. This is one heck of a race, Dwayne.
So we are on lap 15. We have run 11 laps under caution. This is already the 4th one of the night. And we are just about to go halfway through stage 1. If these drivers are going to have to calm it down. You don't have a limited fast repairs. You only have that one fast repair acting as a backup car. And especially for these playoff drivers, that could be the end of your run.
I'll tell you, he's having a good time. Mr. Damon Gilbert up in the lead.
Oh, absolutely he is. He's probably watching his mirrors, watching all the chaos unfold like, what the hell is going on back there?
I mean, Caleb Desai up to P3, so looking to keep that points lead. Only halfway through stage 1 currently. I don't know, Dwayne. I'm starting to get a headache. This has been a lot.
Quick recap on your playoff drivers. Kylan Wilson all the way at the bottom on P19. Hunter Winkler, who's been involved already in so many incidents, he's going to be P13. Cole Christopher was all the way at last at one point. Now he's just shy of the top 10. Zachary Evans just shy of the top 5 there, P6. Damon Gilbert and Caleb Desai running the front. It will be a single file restart here. And green flag is out and we're underway. How crazy does the havoc have to be that we get a single file restart from race control?
I am so sorry, but it had to be done. We gotta keep this green at least 5 laps. So far, so good. This time by.
Bromberg and Wilson,
action.
side by side for 4th. Some 3-wide action there in the back. Everyone scrambling. Three wide again there in the back. Winkler, Thornhill, and Miller.
Miller looked to get loose off of that turn. I'm wondering if his tires are cold. I'm sure everybody's tires are cold, but I've seen a lot of people scrubbing their tires on that last caution. trying to just keep them warm. So far, so good, though.
And we finally got a full lap Hunter Crane.
So proud.
Caleb Desai and David Duran Jr. fighting it for a little bit there for P2. Still going to be side by side. Desai ahead and gets the block on the high lane, but Durand it's not done yet. He's going to fight it. Round the inside, has his sights on Gilbert, blocks Desai. Now Desai going to go for the move. It's back and forth here for second. Does Durand go to the inside again? Yes, he does. They're going to be side by side through turn one.
Like Las Vegas all over again.
Oh, it absolutely is, and you love to see it. You love to see these battles. Damon Gilbert now fading to them. Here comes Durand, past second, but now having his sights set on Gilbert for first.
I don't know if there's any way to check, Dwayne, but can we possibly see how many people have had to use a fast repair already?
I unfortunately don't think there is, but I can imagine we have a 20-car field. I can imagine already about 5 have used them. Hunter Winkler, feel like, has definitely used one. Same with George Bark. Those that have been in multiple incidents already have definitely used one in some capacity.
I just can't believe we made it this many laps green. We might make it to the end of stage.
Big fight here between Hendricks Bromberg, Kalen Wilson, and George Bark, but ahead of that, it's still a 3-way fight here at the front. Caleb Desai gets by once again for second. Kalen Wilson now working on George Bark for fourth.
How in the absolute heck did George Park make his way back up there?
I don't know, but same thing goes for Hunter Winkler, who's all the way up into P7. And he's going to be side by side with Hendricks Bromberg. Climbing their way up already.
If that doesn't show how aggressive these playoff drivers are being, I don't know what does.
Winkler gets by. Bromberg is not going to let that be a freebie, though.
While we're on the topic of playoff drivers,
Here comes Desai.
Ooh, wait a second.
Battle for the lead, side by side with Gilbert. Still side by side going to the backstretch.
His nose is there.
Could pick up some good stage points here. Can Desai get the block? Oh, contact. Here comes Gilbert. Still making contact. Door banging all the way through turn one.
And he'll clear him.
Oh my goodness.
What a race this has been.
4 to go on stage one.
Everybody pretty spaced out now. It looks... Well, appears to be single file all the way. Some battles here and there, but... I don't see anything wretched happening anytime soon.
What a comeback this has been, even though we're still early in the race. George Bark now hunting down Durand for third.
Oh, here's a story. Michael Egermont early pitting.
It's going to pit from P17. Here comes Damon Gilbert. He wants that lead back. He wants that stage win.
And he's going to need it.
Two to go on the stage. Can Gilbert get that lead back to win it?
I'm not sure. Desai looking like he's putting some space on Gilbert.
Either way, this will be a great points for Caleb Desai, who's already in that championship lead. Can never be too secure. Gotta extend that further to fully secure that spot in the championship 4. But here we go. 1 to go on stage 1. Gilbert trying to run the inside, gets there to the back of Desai, but will it be enough? Desai is gonna get that inside. Here we go.
Looking at again.
Through turns 3 and 4, can he get there? Desai hits the wall, and he will not be able to get there. Caleb Desai hangs on to win stage 1.
I think that pretty much just locks him in for points lead.
So close, but it will just be a couple of seconds, and Desai hangs on. What a first stage that was, I'll tell you that.
Dude, the intensity level is, you can feel it all the way up here in the broadcast booth. This is crazy.
This will be a very niche record, but that has to be one of the best or most intense opening stages of a race that we've had so far this entire season, in my opinion.
Holy. Tell you what, though, Kylan Wilson's struggling tonight. You almost never see him all the way in the back right like this.
And man, that absence at Las Vegas last week heavily affected it. But here we go. Absolutely everyone coming in. So this will be an important race off pit road. So here we go. Race off pit road. Who's it gonna be?
Wesley Bromberg only taking 2.
Bromberg and Desai. Desai beats him to the line. It's Bromberg second. Gilbert third, followed by Bark and Kalen Wilson. Michael Argamont there grabs the lucky dog to get that free pass. He will be back on the lead lap. As we get ready to kick it off once again here in stage 2. Alrighty, here we go. A very, very eventful stage 1. We'll see how eventful stage 2 will treat us. Will it be more? Will it be less? Here we go. As we roll into the race wrap guy restart zone.
All right, it is double file this time.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can maintain.
DSA will lead us back to the green flag as we kick off stage 2. Bromberg and Bork side by side. Hunter Winkler through the middle, making it 3 wide.
Holy cow.
And he absolutely nails it.
What a move by Hunter Winkler.
Smoothly, everyone, through the first lap of stage 2. Whoa, big move there in the back. Kevin Page almost lost it there, clipping the apron.
I can't tell who that is in front of him, but it looks like he was just trying to follow him and just decided to go a little bit too low. And you can't do that at Kansas or you will spin yourself out. So way to save that car by Kevin Page. That's a Dorbring, Presley Bromberg. 87 seemed to be a little struggly right now.
David Duran Jr. made it 3 wide there in the back.
Looks like all the fun's happening back here. And Presley Bromberg in the wall.
88 into the outside wall. That will be Presley Bromberg, and that will be the 6th caution of the night. First one on stage 2. And there's another car there in the back, rolling, just riding that outside wall. I believe has some damage, and that's the 13 of Juan Cobbs Jr. See if we can get it up. Here is the replay. So, Bromberg just... Let's take a closer look here. What exactly happened? Oh, it's contact. So it is contact with Davin Thornhill. Thornhill, they both go to the low lane at the same time. Thornhill clips the 88 of Presley Bromberg, and Cobbs Jr. just goes straight into that 88 head on. Absolutely nothing he could do. Both Presley Bromberg and Davin Thornhill being shown the meatball flag. They have what looks to be pretty hefty damage there. Here we go. 1 to green this time by. So almost everyone on the lead lap. Xavier Beauregard got the Lucky Dog free pass. He's back on the lead lap. Thornhill and Presley Bromberg will now go laps down due to that incident, due to both having pretty big damage on that 81 and 88. Oh, and word from race control there, notification at the bottom left.
Presley Bromberg DQ'd, intentional wrecking under caution.
Oh, wow.
It looks like we have a special guest here, Dwayne.
What's up, boys?
Oh, hello there, Michael Egamon.
What's going on?
You're still on the track though, or are you out?
I'm, I'm not. I parked the car. I didn't like the way some things were going, so I will not be competing.
Oh,
I will be back next week.
fair enough. You're gonna join us in the booth here for the remainder of this race.
Absolutely. Let me go to spectate, and I'll be here with you.
Oh,
How about y'all take?
absolutely.
How about this, Michael? You take over my spot, and I can go do my race control duties.
That's fine with me, man. Let me just go in here to get up inside the session before you leave, buddy.
Yes, sir.
1 second here.
As we are green again.
You are not allowed to join this session as a spectator because you're previously in session in a different role. Okay, I guess I got to join the race as a driver.
Fair enough.
We'll make this work.
Everyone already there scrambling in the back.
Oh my God! It's almost 4 wide up there.
Tight pack racing. Bromberg lost a couple spots there. It is an all-out brawl here in this top 10.
It's an all-out brawl everywhere, Dwayne. I see some door banging going on in the back with Michelle Miller, Scotty Lanning. Originally starting with Kylan Wilson and Scotty Lanning. Looks like Scotty's just a punching bag.
Kalen Wilson on to P3. Winkler in the side. The top 2. Gilbert and Bark, though, still in there in the top 5. What a comeback from both George Bark and Hunter Winkler, who's second. Gilbert down the inside of Kalen Wilson. Contact there, tried to block it, but he was still not quite clear. This time he will, but Kalen Wilson gonna go for the switch to the low lane as they're side by side coming out of turn 2. George Bark gonna get now added in the mix. Battle for third. And almost 3 wide again there in the back. It is action everywhere here at Kansas. Kalen Wilson
All right,
and Gilbert.
we are here.
There we go.
Sorry about the delay. Internet was not interneting.
Gilbert into P3. That top 3 now covered by playoff drivers.
This is developing into a pretty good race here. We've had a lot of cautions early in the race, but I think that that single file restart really calmed us all down here. I think the last two restarts have been double file, and it seems like everyone's gotten their head in the right mind space here, that they can't win it in 1 lap or on the restart.
Yeah, after that many cautions, I would assume that most drivers have already caught and have fallen into the groove of things, so hopefully we keep it at least semi-clean here going through the remainder of stage 2 and the final stage. So far, so good. Only 1 caution in stage 2. As Dragonfly Racing doing what they've been doing all season long, slowly climbing up into that race lead. Gilbert and Bark, P3 and 4.
I'm pretty new to this league, but I've heard a lot of things about David Gilbert and George Bark. I heard that those two are the force to be reckoned with in this league coming into the closing stages of this season.
Oh, absolutely. George Bark has been an incredible runs and has been a great help for Dragonfly Racing. Damon Gilbert as well, playoff driver, currently P2 in the standings. He's also been doing an amazing job. Both of them have been absolutely astonishing. And Damon Gilbert trying to make it back-to-back. Got the win last week at Las Vegas. Still some more action happening everywhere. Here comes Duran Jr. now trying to work on Kalen Wilson.
Man, all these TDR cars looking exactly the same. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. That's been the talking point all week, basically, and last week as well for Travis Daly Racing. But it's been fun. It's been silly to see.
Oh, absolutely. This is probably the biggest field I've ever attempted to race in a league. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, like I told Jaden, this is the largest field that we've seen in a while. We had around a 25, 28 car field drop down to what we were running, which was about 15 to 12, or 15 to 18. It's a full 20 car field here tonight. Cannot wait to see how it will be for next week at Homestead for the championship race.
It's interesting how everyone's staying pretty much on the same line here. When we did our race at Kansas and Shake and Bake, everyone had a different line, so there was a lot more everything. I guess people are really settled down. It is 15 laps longer, I do believe, than the race that we had. But yeah, everyone seems to be settled down here in the middle of the second, coming about halfway in the second stage. Everyone's running this bottom line. It's kind of interesting. That bottom line being the best line for defending against the car behind, but the worst line to be right. Like you do not want to be behind the car trying to go through these turns because you're going to scrub your outside right tire. That bottom lane is the best for defending, so behind you want to try to get them off of that bottom lane. Seems like some people are starting to go too wide here.
There's David Duran Jr. made it too wide down the inside. Got the move done on Kalen Wilson, and Duran Jr. Will go back into the top 5. But so far, it is Caleb Desai in control here in the lead of this race. Your championship leader here entering Kansas. 2 wins this season, 7 top 5s, 13 top 10s. He has been in an absolute roll.
Looks like Cole Christopher got loose going into turn 1 here. Now Zach is all over the back of him. Might try to make a move coming into turn 3. He chooses to go on the outside. He's just gonna eat all of that dirty air. He's not gonna be able to get anywhere close.
Battle between these two, the teammates who are fighting for a potential last spot into the championship 4. They need to beat each other. Egerman, does this remind you of something? Two drivers trying to absolutely just beat each other to see who enters the final race.
Oh man, that brings back great memories with my friend Adam Snyder. Oh, here comes Zachary.
Here we go. Trying to move. Christopher blocks it.
That was a late defensive move. Nothing, not illegal. Just a little fishy when you're doing that with your teammate. Not even a third of the way through the race yet.
And there was definitely, even if it was very, very slight, there was definitely some bit of contact there. But Christopher got the late block done, but he will defend the spot from Evans. We'll see what Evans goes from here.
I think I did that move to Adam a few times in Kansas also.
It's deja vu all over again for you.
Zach has a run.
Here we go.
This is going to be a clean overtake now. Can Cole get... No, he's just going to give it to him. He's not going to decide to fight it because Hendricks is right behind him.
Can't block it this time by Zachary Evans. Gets past his teammate into 8th.
They need to stay off that apron. They're going to ruin their left side tires.
Here comes Christopher. Might have a shot back at it. Evans into the wall.
Almost took out his teammate. TDR boys almost finished the race there.
Got very loose after that bang into the safer barrier, but here comes Hendrix Bromberg.
Looks like the battle for P3 starting to spice up. I'm gonna go take a look at that.
Evans trying to look for the move, zigzagging all over the back of that 29.
The 62 is tracking down Damon Gilbert. Caleb Desai is checked out. We've said that many times this season. Here goes the move. 62 on Damon Gilbert. Here we go.
Side by side for second. Also teammates at Dragonfly Racing.
George Bark not too far behind. Coming up to 8 laps to go in this stage.
Durant Jr. is also there, however, a very comfortable spot here for Caleb Desai. 1 second ahead of Winkler, actually a second and a half ahead of Winkler, almost 2, and he has a lapped car in between them, as that lapped car is going to be Xavier Beauregard, who's now going to get out of the way and let the top 5 go by.
Yellow flag is out. Looks like Mason and Zach got into it. Let's check that out, see what's going on there.
No, Zachary Evans.
Let's see what happens here. So look, Zach's coming on the inside of it appears turn 3. Mason goes high, Zach's down low. Zach is clear. No, Zach is not clear. That is something else. Oh, Mason loses it on the grass and just comes up and spins right into Zach. Completely avoidable.
Oh, man. See if we can get a closer look here.
Yeah, as he's cutting the apron, he cuts it way too much right by the start-finish line. At the start-finish line, he's coming back up the track and gets loose coming onto the banking and just loses the car, and just snaps. It grips and snaps right into Zach's side.
Straight into the left-hand door of Evans.
Nothing Zachary Evans can do. It's just wrong place, wrong time.
And you can tell he's going to be...
He's not going to be a happy camper.
He's going to be very unhappy with that one.
That is just... You should not be trying to cut the track that much this early in the race. The half a tenth difference in lap time is not that important at this point of the race.
So that will be the 7th caution of the night. Second one here in stage 2 as we get ready to go at about 5 to go here for the stage. And this is going to get everyone a clean reset here to get calm and collected. Those top 3...
I think Zachary Evans is getting into his backup car now. He's fueling up, and he should be right out. I'm not sure if he has. We'll know in a few seconds here. I'm not. Yep, he's in his backup car. He's on his way out now.
So now he has to be extra careful. While Cole Christopher now is all the way up into P6, so he's gonna have to make up some ground here.
One person that doesn't want this to happen right now is Caleb Desai. Because Hunter Winkler and Damon Gilbert are going to be right behind him now. He was checked out. He was ready for the stage win. No one was catching him. But now, with 5 laps to go, probably 3 laps to go after the caution cycles, he's going to have 2 guys that are pretty quick, if not as quick as him, right on his tail.
Juan Cox Jr. will be the lucky dog here, who will grab the free pass. Once we go green here, we're going to have 4 laps to go for the stage. So it will be it right here, as whether it's a caution or the end of those 4 laps, If there's a caution, that will most likely end the stage early. So we'll see who grabs the win here in stage 2.
Disqualification.
Ready? Here we go.
There we go. I'll let you call it a green.
Caleb Desai will lead us back to green. He will choose the outside lane as we go into the race. Rap Guy restart zone. And we're green flag.
The outside is definitely the most preferable lane here, especially on the restart.
4 laps to go here on stage 2. Winkler and Durand already going at it side by side for second. And a caution comes out the back.
Let's see what happened here.
Michelle Miller involved in it. A penalty being presented for Mason Wilson, could be jumping the start or passing under yellow.
Ooh, the 23 got into the 24. I'm not sure if the 24 squeezed him or the 23 put a nose right where it shouldn't be. That looks... We'll have to get a better view of that.
Okay,
Go to the rear chase here.
Here's the replay. Oh, and just...
Ooh, the 23 just squeezed... Or the 24
Wilson
squeezes the 23.
Yeah, looked like Kylan Wilson was trying to just squeeze a little bit by him there on the outside. Looks like Miller wasn't really aware of it, and he'll just go straight into the 23.
That's just one of those... That was just one of those incidents that you got to get past somebody, but you're just a little impatient.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of them.
I can understand it here for Kylan Wilson, who is in desperate need of points if he even wants a slight shot at making that championship 4.
Man, I remember going into the playoffs in 4th place, just knowing I needed to win at least one race in the playoffs to even have a chance of sniffing a title. And it puts a lot of stress on you. Make a lot of silly mistakes.
But there it is. That will end the caution early. Or sorry, that will end the stage early. And Caleb Desai, if his championship lead going to the final race wasn't clear enough, well, it will be clear now. He will sweep the first 2 stages. Zachary Evans, with that backup card, does not go down pit road while everyone else does. So
yeah,
he will lead us to green.
He just took fuel and tires as soon as when he was taken out. He came in, got up in a backup car, took fuel and tires. So now he's only on 4-lap old tires. So this is he's not going to be too far ahead on tires. So this actually might play out for him as long as he can maintain the pace.
Hendricks Bromberg will beat out Caleb Desai there.
Now these drivers are gonna have to be easy on their tires now because they have 80 laps left in this race, and I think some of them only have 2 sets of tires left. So caution, like you might have to stay out on cautions here with 20-lap old tires. That the strategies definitely have to come into play here with all these cautions.
And with that, a caution, or with that stage ending early here, we will have straight 80 laps to go here in the final stage. So we'll see how this goes.
At least 2 or 3 pit stops to get that done. If you could stretch your tires out to 40 laps, it's going to take you at least 1. With some drivers only can only do 30 laps, so they're going to have to do 2. But some of them might not have 2 tires left. This might have to be a 1-stop the rest of the way.
Here we go. Zachary Evans, like most of the leaders have been doing, he will choose the outside lane here, leader's discretion. Hendricks Bromberg will line up beside him as we get ready to kick off the final stage.
Interesting battle for the lead here. Man, I should order some Wawa now. That Wawa logo is making me hungry.
See, I wasn't even hungry. Now you said that. Now I kind of do want some Wawa.
What's the go-to Wawa order, Dwayne?
A nice classic bacon cheeseburger.
Ooh, okay. Green flag. Here we go. Zachary Evans with a nice launch. Hendricks Bomberg, not as nice of a launch. 3 wide in the back here, coming to green.
Winkler making it risky. We saw him do 3 wide moves earlier when he absolutely made a stick down the middle.
Gilbert on the inside. That inside's gripped up now, but it's not going to be gripped up in a few laps. Ooh,
Oh,
Zach's loose.
trouble!
Zach's loose.
Evans loose, and chaos ensues. Winkler involved, Spark involved.
Oh,
And
my
that
Lord.
is the big one. The
Red
absolute
flag the
big one.
race. Red flag the race.
An absolute big one to kick off the final stage. George
That's
Park, Caleb Desai, Dustin Castillo, Kalen Wilson, Zachary Evans. About 8+ drivers involved in this one.
Yeah, that happened because Zach Evans got loose coming out of I think it's coming out of 4. No, coming out of 2. My mistake. These corners look very alike sometimes. Yeah, no, he just coming out of 2. I guess he had the air on him. He gets loose. Yeah, he gets loose on the exit here. He tries to overcorrect it and it snaps. And it just, once you're in the wall, there's nothing you can do. And he came down into the 62 and the 30, took them out, and then it's all chaos from here. George Bark locks up trying to avoid it, gets hit. The 24 hits the other the 16. The 5 gets caught up in there also. Still a lot of people up in that incident.
And Zachary Evans, who's already in his backup car, he does appear to have some front end damage. Almost misses pit entry there.
That's going to be a few minutes of damage because he got hit a few times. That might even be a pull in the pit lane and end it kind of damage. That might be at least 6 minutes of damage here.
Almost everyone going down pit road. We'll take a look at the replay in a minute. That is just very, very unfortunate. And that just shook up the entire field.
This is going to be interesting. We still got two of the original top 3 drivers, Damon and David, up in the top 3. But Hendricks Bromberg up there with these cautions is going to really benefit him. He still has his tires are still 4 laps old, so the strategy is playing out. Can he maintain the tire saving that these other drivers are capable of?
Well, that definitely looked like a red flag scenario, so we'll see if he can pop up the replay, and here it is.
Yeah, that was a lot of cars not straight.
Yep, so there's Zachary Evans. Hits the wall, gets loose, everyone panics, and it all goes downhill from there. Winkler gets turned around, Desai gets turned around, Barker gets involved. Kevin Page trying to avoid it. Just barely misses Bark there. Michelle Miller goes straight into the 16 of Dustin Castile. Looks like the pileup from Cars 2. When they're in Italy and they pointed the beam at almost everyone. Okay, let's try and take a onboard view here with the riding on board with the 74 of George Bark. And here it is.
This is we're coming to green this lap, right?
I believe so, yep. So here we go. Massive, massive chaos. That is the big one here at Kansas. We'll see how each of these drivers recover from this one.
Cole Christopher has some really big damage on his passenger side front. That's going to affect him aerodynamically.
Green flag, back up in the air. David Durant Jr.
Lovely restart for Gilbert. Up, spinning in the back, caution out again.
Trouble.
More people, same people in it. Oh, that is Another
Oh, big hit!
Another 6 cars out of the race.
Mason Wilson, Hunter Winkler has been having an absolutely awful race tonight. Scotty Lanning and Kylan Wilson involved
Hello?
again.
Yo. Yeah.
So here we go. Couple of takers here down pit road. George Bark, Kylan Wilson, Hunter Winkler.
Yeah, I'm at the run this door.
As let's see if we can go into the replay here. And this is what happened. Scotty Lanning involved, Kylan Wilson involved. Just more and more drivers spinning it there in the bag. I believe Caleb DSA also got a piece of it. So here it is, and this time it will be the 3 wide that causes it. That is Scotty Lanning in the middle, makes contact with the 62 of Hunter Winkler, who was planning to make a 3 wide. Winkler has been making a 3 wide most of the race here tonight. But this time it just doesn't work out. You see Kylan Wilson there goes for a slide. Looks like there's some little bit of contact on the side there from Lanning. Mason Wilson almost gets out of there unscathed, but comes back to hit him. And Winkler's already spinning as well. One of the key playoff drivers. But man, he has been having such a rough night here in Kansas.
Dustin Castile P10. There's a lot of drivers that are saying that they are on their last set of tires. That they're not going to be able to take those tires 60 or 70 laps to the end of this race. That'll definitely be a stretch. They might blow tires before the end unless they're driving really slow.
Well,
but here we come to the line. Here we go. Green flag and another amazing start by Gilbert here. That outside line is just going to be, like, as that rubber just develops, the outline is going to be the best line to do. Immediately cuts down to the bottom, though, blocking off the people behind. That aero block is really big here.
Oh!
Some contact to the wall in the back, but everything seems to be going fine just now.
Yeah, that was Caleb DSA, who had a little bit of an iffy moment there. Still 3 wide. Kylan Wilson tried to block the side, won't get there in time. Here comes Caleb. Down the inside for 4th. And DSA will be the one to put the block instead, but he's loose. DSA now multiple times that gets loose coming out of the turns, and another caution will come out.
Again. What are we doing here, boys? Let's see what happened
Oh,
here.
George Bark and Scotty Lanning get into it. Back-to-back incidents for Scotty Lanning.
Sometimes you just can't get anything going. I think this is... Oh, he has so much damage. He should just park this car. Oh, yeah. He should be done here. That car is undrivable. You're just going to hurt other people here.
And George Bark, who had a great start, went and crashed, got it back up, and now crashed again, and he's going to have to make his way back up for the second time tonight. He'll be P14, and yeah, as you mentioned, the 27 Scotty Lanning looks like he will indeed drive that 27 to the garage to probably park it, as I do think there is too much damage on that car, and I do not think he has another backup car available. We see major takers here, especially TDR drivers. Cole Christopher coming in, Kylan Wilson, Hunter Winkler, Dustin Castile, Zachary Evans, and George Bark and Ron Tops Jr.
Scotty Landing is still going to drive his car. He almost has no front bumper, but I love the dedication to finishing the race. But you might only cause issues for other drivers doing that.
We'll see here. I believe that is the second incident point given to Scotty Lanning, so I believe he will have to serve a drive-through penalty. And the next one will be a DQ.
There's a lot of cars in this field right now with a bunch of damage. Right now, you do not want to be in the back of this field, it looks like. There's just so much damage and so much battered metal in the back of this field. It does not look pretty.
Yeah, and most chaos all night long has been there in the back, besides that big one that happened there kind of in the middle at the front with everyone battling for position. So you do not really want to be at the back here at all, especially for that car's sake. Here we go. Damon Gilbert still in the race lead. Will he just back to green here? He's going to choose the inside. It'll be David Duran Jr. alongside him, followed by Hendricks Bromberg, Caleb Desai, Kalen Wilson, and Xavier Beauregard making a comeback there. Kevin Page, Michelle Miller, and it will be Hunter Winkler, who's still inside that top 10, and Dustin Castile, who will round off the top 10. Alrighty, here we go. Into the Race Wrap Guy restart zone. They're going to let it rip. We'll see how this goes. Damon Gilbert has done a very good job with great launches. Green flag back in the air.
Time. Not as good as the launch this time, but he's still clear.
Kalen Wilson tried to make it immediately 3 wide by going to the bottom of Caleb Desai there. Won't work out.
With all the incidents Caleb Desai's been in tonight, it's great to see him back up in here battling for the lead here. Battling for P2 and eventually maybe even the lead.
And look at the run there. Gets by Bromberg. Now hunts down Gilbert. He has swept the stages. Can he sweep the stages and the race win?
He even has the fastest lap. That's right. Get that clean air. You're going to get that run.
Big battle
Gilbert
for
throw
the
a block
lead
here. He does not. Desai's going to get that. Ooh, now he does. A late block. Now Desai's going to feel that dirty air, and he's going to slide right at the racetrack, so you got to back out the throttle ever so slightly. Looks like they're getting feisty in the back there.
Everyone wants that spot.
Caleb Desai has 4 lap fresher tires, so he's going to have a little bit extra grip. No caution. Caleb Desai takes the lead.
To the inside of Damon Gilbert, gets through, and Caleb Desai leads once again. Gilbert is not done though, he's gonna fight this back.
It appears we have another DNF from Cole Christopher.
And that will be major. Zachary Evans, Cole Christopher's the man that he has to beat. If it's the DNF for Christopher, then it's game over. That could be.
It appears that Cole Christopher is pulling it into the pits right now.
That could be playoff dreams crushed for Cole Christopher.
Cole Christopher is going to be. Yep, he's going to be retiring with damage. He has his left side is completely shattered.
And that is it.
His wheel. Yep.
And caution comes out.
Yep. Cole Christopher has a meatball flag, and I believe that is his race.
And that will be it. Dreams of making the championship 4 for the 29 will be crushed. Cole Christopher out of this race was 7 points below the cut line, will not make the championship 4 with that DNF. So caution comes out, still trying to figure out what was the reason for that caution.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. I cannot see it. I will take a look back to see what's going on.
Here is the replay. Oh, and there it is. Kalen Wilson turned around by Mason Wilson.
A lot of people pitting here. It's kind of interesting. Do they feel like they could take their next set of tires all the way to the end?
I don't know, but unexpected names. Damon Gilbert goes in. Bromberg goes in. Kylan Wilson.
This is going to be very interesting here with the tire strategy. I do not believe that these drivers can think they can take those tires that they're about to put on another 60 laps. I must be very confused with how many tires these drivers have. But 60 laps on a stint, I mean, I granted there might be some more cautions, but 60 laps on these tires, you're going to have no rubber left. We can expect the times to fall off 1, maybe 2 seconds a lap.
Second incident point for Kalen Wilson. He will grab a drive-through penalty, but this is very unexpected to see.
Yeah, I would try to take these tires at least another 10 laps before I even think about trying to get some new tires.
So you can imagine there's some relieved pressure there on Zachary Evans, knowing that Cole Christopher is out of this race, and his odds and chances to compete in the championship for a title have increased dramatically. So it will be Caleb Desai, who did not go down pit road. He will lead us back to green on the outside.
Caleb Desai, that's a name that we're going to have to just be very used to saying, as he seems to be just dominating this race here in Kansas. He just cannot stay out of the lead.
Here we go. Into the race wrap guy restart zone we go. Green flag, back in the air. 60 laps to go. And DSA is gone. Gilbert trying to hurry up to make some moves and get back up in that fight.
Caleb DSA had almost a half a second lead, but that easily got swallowed up by David Duran and Kevin Page.
Here we go. He's been very quiet. He's been involved in some incidents, but what a comeback drive by Kevin Page. Into the top 3. Heroes United Motorsports has to be very, very happy for this one.
I already know that their owner, Tim, is just sitting in his chair right now smiling as he sees his driver in P3 getting close to the end of this race.
P3 and P1. Caleb DSA doing a great job. Cotton Wilson on the attack on Xavier Beauregard here. Gets through, now focuses on Hendricks Bromberg. Kevin Page and Damon Gilbert side by side. Gilbert just trying to make as much moves as possible. And there got word from race control, bottom left of your screen. I believe we will have our second our second disqualification of the night with Scotty Lanning. Actually, we'll have to see.
Scotty should have, no, looks like Scotty has his black flags cleared here. But either way, if Scotty does get disqualified, he should probably park that car before he does get disqualified. He has so much damage, and if he needs points, getting disqualified will ruin that for him. He might not be in the chase for the cup, but finishing position is still matters to these drivers. They still want to beat their rivals, whether you finish 10th or you finish 1st. Losing any points now at this late in the season is not a good thing.
Gilbert trying to hurry up and catch up that 42 of David Duran Jr. Kylan Wilson and Hendricks Bromberg side by side. This is for 5th. They are banging doors through turns 1 and 2. Wilson, great job at blocking, getting through. Bromberg tries to look for an opening, can't settle for one. Gonna have to go behind that 23 as Kylan Wilson goes back up into the top 5.
Few drivers in the back of this pack now are just struggling so much right now due to the damage. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them loses it coming out of either turn 2 or turn 4.
Running on board here a little bit with Kevin Page. Trying to catch up to Gilbert here. Now look at that. Started 17th. Now all the way up into P4.
Bill Desai, a little loose coming at it too. He's pushing. He has 30 laps on these tires here. David Duran has 34 laps, but Damon Gilbert's on 13 lap old tires. So that advantage that David Gilbert's going to have is going to start showing very soon as the tires of Caleb and David start to wear out very quickly. Ooh, Desai into the wall. Just a brief scrape. No damage, no harm. You gotta watch out for the toe link though. That will really ruin your race. A broken toe link could really ruin your race.
Duran Jr. trying to go and catch up this 30. But based on what we're seeing so far in that timing tower, he has very little fuel. He hasn't come down pit road in a while. He's going to have to pit for fuel soon. He cannot make it.
Yeah, he looks like he last pit lap 68. Caleb Desai last pit lap 72. Everyone else pit almost lap 90. Xavier Beauregard should be in any lap now. He pit lap 63. I would expect to see him in the pit almost any second now.
And multiple different strategies all across the board. It's gonna be a fun one to watch here in the closing stages of this race.
That was a close one. Michelle took out the leader there. I get that she was trying to pit, but I guess Caleb didn't read that scenario right. That's also deja vu. David Duran in the wall behind, scraping the wall. He's pushing also. That gap has stayed about 0.7, 0.8 seconds for the last 3 or 4 laps here. They are almost matching each other on lap time. Damon Gilbert, however, is 0.2 of a lap faster than the cars in front. So he might be catching them as their tires are wearing out pretty quickly here. Almost double the tire life as Damon Gilbert here. It's going to be very interesting to see what strategy here plays out the best. Coming to almost 40 laps to go. I just cannot really think that the people that pit 19 laps ago are going to be able to take those tires to the end with fuel. So they're definitely have to come in for fuel, but are they going to come in for fuel and not change tires? They're going to be sitting ducks.
Yeah, looks like Duran Jr. was slowly catching him, but now it's a 50-50. And he has to come down pit road still.
Oh yeah, they both still have to come down pit road. Duran's going to have to come down pit road first. How is Xavier Beauregard still on the same set of tires? He's on lap 46 of that stint. I'm not sure he's running on fumes.
Absolutely no idea.
He's
Here he
running on
goes.
absolute paint fumes now. Yeah, that's had to be any time now.
Yeah, I think he finally reached the limit there. There
So
he goes.
47 laps is the limit here. So that means Caleb Desai could go another 9 laps, but Caleb Desai is not saving fuel because he's in the car in the front now. So David Duran could go another 7 laps here and try to extend if he's been saving the right amount of fuel. Their times were almost identical last lap. This lap, not so much. It's almost a 10th difference this lap. But that's because we're getting through the back marker of number 62. Unfortunate for Hunter Winkler because he was up at the front for most of this race.
Unfortunate for Hunter Winkler. Unfortunate for Cole Christopher, whose playoff run will come to an end. It's a ton of drivers.
I don't think there's been one driver tonight that hasn't been involved in an incident.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has gotten a piece of it some sort of way. Here's Gilbert slowly catching up to Durant here.
I'm still trying to figure out how to play out this strategy, man. I can't choose what strategy is my favorite strategy right now. I guess we'll know in about 35 laps time who's going to have the winning strategy.
Desai still almost 2 seconds ahead of Durant.
I think Caleb Desai is blinking. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I'm not sure if it's just technical difficulties. I've been having them all night. There we are. David Duran is starting to come under pressure now by Damon Gilbert.
Yeah, that gap is non-existent at all between P2 and 3. Damon Gilbert gonna look for an opening soon.
David Duran has to be in this lap. It's lap 47, so he's probably off that throttle now. Probably 90% throttle due
Big
to him
hit!
probably...
Oh no! Damon Gilbert hit and into the inside wall. David Duran hit the outside wall and ricocheted into the 86, and caution will come out.
That caution helps Caleb Desai out so much. That might secure Caleb Desai.
A ricochet hit.
Ooh, that's a big hit too. I hope that driver's okay. This is gonna play. This might, depending on tire sets, this might put everybody on the same strategy here.
And now
If
everyone.
I was Kylan Wilson, if I had an extra set of tires, I'm putting them on right now. I'm not gonna do a restart with 27 lap old tires, unless I really have to.
And the flying penalty for David Duran Jr. He was found at fault there. Here is the replay. So let's try and go back here.
That puts Hendricks Bromberg back up into P3.
So here it is. Durand and Gilbert about to be side by side. David Duran Jr. way too tight. They're coming out of turn 2. Hits the outside wall and ricochets off the wall straight into the 86 of Damon Gilbert, who goes for a spin.
Everybody is in except for the 62 to unlap himself, and he's probably going to be right in after that. David Duran, black flag. I do believe that's an EOL and not anything more than that. But we will find out as that penalty is served.
There's big hit by Gilbert there on that inside wall. Wow.
George Bark, P2. from out of nowhere. He's been in the back for most of this race after getting involved in a few incidents, but has made his way back up to P2. This is going to throw... Anybody could win this race now. It looks like Zach Evans is staying in the pit to try to fix some form of damage before he comes back out, because he has a lot of aero damage on his car. He's gonna leave it as late as possible to not try to not go a lap down unless he wants to go a lap down. Nope, he's leaving the pits now. Try to get some damage fixed. Help you out a little bit. The last thing you want to do is go a lap down this late in the race.
You see that graph there? That is how crazy this race has been. Tons of green flag runs, tons of cautions. As we're going to see multiple wave rounds here. Caleb Desai will still be in the race lead and will lead us back to green.
And he's choosing that outside. That's that lane that everyone wants right now. Hendricks Bromberg also on the outside. George Burke has to be careful that he doesn't get too tight going into turn 1.
We are going to restart this race with 31 laps to go.
This is going to be a full, like, you could push fully and have your tires last 30 laps. So this is going to be an absolute sprint to the end here. We could probably expect one more caution, but I don't think anyone has any more tires.
It's Caleb Desai and George Burke, who has climbed the way up, followed by Kylan Wilson, Hendricks Bromberg, Damon Gilbert still in it, Kevin Page still in it, and it's Mason Wilson, Dustin Castile, David Duran Jr., and Hunter Winkler, who rounds off the top 10. Green flag back in the air. And look at Kylan Wilson go. 3 wide. Desai goes all the way to the bottom to block that.
Hendricks Bromberg lost a few positions there on that restart. So is George Bark. He's pretty slow right now. He lost a bit of momentum.
30 laps to go.
Desai's taking that middle to low lane. That's gonna chew his tire up, but it's also gonna chew the tires up the people behind with that dirty air block. A lot of movement mid-pack. We could probably see another caution soon if they don't calm that down.
David Duran Jr. trying to make his way back up to the front. Side by side with Mason Wilson trying to get past Kevin Page.
He has enough time to do it. As long as Caleb Desai doesn't check out, but it looks like he's about to. Almost already a second gap already. Just over a half a second. If I was Caleb Desai, I'd be trying to save a little bit of tires for that last 15 laps. Because the other guys are going to try to push through him right now, push through his dirty air. Save some tires so when they get close, you could just leave them again. And their tires are going to be old and worn out from that dirty air. Or he's just going to drive away from the field. We'll find out.
Damon Gilbert, slowly but surely, trying to get back to that race lead. 2 wins this season, 7 top 5s, and 9 top 10s. Almost identical stats to Caleb Desai, with the exception being Desai having 4 more top 10s than him. Gilbert looking to make it back-to-back trips to victory lane after his win last week at Las Vegas. George Bark slowly climbing up as well. He wants to help his teammate out. Gilbert struggling a little bit though to get past Kylan Wilson here to the backstretch, side by side. They're gonna be through turn 3. They make contact. A little bit of a door bang there, still side by side. Through turns 1 and 2. Gilbert gets through. Can he clear it? Yes, he will, but he's very loose. That 86 is very loose coming out of turn 2, and here comes Wilson to fight it back. Still side by side. It is an absolute fight for second. Can Gilbert block? He will not be able to get there in time. Almost contact again, and that could have been a very bad hook. And Gilbert will finally get through and secure P2. What a back and forth that was for second. And now he needs to hunt down DSA.
Yep. 2/10 a lap is all he needs. Not even, no. What am I talking about? My math isn't mathing. Forgive me.
Things are getting interesting.
What's up?
20 laps to go.
Oh, I thought the mic was muted. Definitely not something that should be heard on stream. I'm getting fired from Fox.
Gilbert trying to catch up.
He's in that point right now where the dirty air is very strong that far away. Because once you get up a little bit closer, the dirty air is not as affected because it hasn't collapsed on itself yet. But the aerodynamics just over a half a second to a second away are, that, in my opinion, the worst, because that's when the air is its most turbulent, and it's hard to get the car to turn.
And look at that last lap and the later lap. Almost identical lap times by DSA and Gilbert. With DSA now being just a little bit slower.
Last lap, 1/100th of a second faster. He needs to gain a little bit more time there. He might be able to do it at that pace. Now he was almost a 10th faster, so now he's starting to close in. Yeah, he's at 0.6 of a second away now. DSA seems to be struggling.
And everyone putting a little bit of a gap, so it really is just these two right now, unless Kylan Wilson and the rest of the field can bundle up together and get a run here on them.
There's a three-way battle here for P5. P4, I mean. The top 4 are all evenly spread out here by about a half a second. If Damon can stay on that inside while Caleb Desai goes high, he's going to gain a lot of time because he's going to have that clear air on the inside. Because that dirty air shoots off to the left side of the car, goes up towards the wall. So that's, you do not want to put your car up there.
15 to go. Who makes what moves to secure that spot and potentially the win?
David needs to understand some aerodynamics right now. He has the pace to catch him. He's just not putting his car in the right area.
And you can tell throughout most of these laps that it has been a pretty big battle there between clean air and dirty air.
Now, you do not want dirty air in any of these turns. It's just going to slow you right down. Scrub your tires in long. You're going to grain your tires and burn them out, overheat them. All things that you do not want as a racing driver.
He's slowly getting there, though.
He's closing them in. They had literally identical lap times last lap.
Look at that.
Ooh, he touched the wall. Damon Gilbert got into the wall slightly, a little bit into the safety barrier. Didn't lose too much time.
That previous lap time, Desai was just 0.001 second faster than Gilbert.
He might have a tenth on him this lap due to that contact with the wall. No. They're still pretty close. Caleb Desai just slightly. 3/100ths of a second faster.
And
less than a blink of an eye.
And it looks like Kylan Wilson also closing in on Gilbert here.
He gained a tenth on him, yeah. Almost a tenth and a half. Desai getting very close to that apron. I did that earlier in this race and almost put it right into the wall. Caleb Desai right now struggling with some dirty air from a back marker. This could be very beneficial for Damon Gilbert.
Could open up that door. That's probably what he needs right now. 10 laps to go. That's Michelle Miller. And Desai will get by.
Desai was pleading on the radio for him. Michelle Miller blocking.
What's this?
Blocking Damon Gilbert. What is that? The race officials are not going to like that.
Miller was on the outside. I think Gilbert thought that Miller was going to go low to give him that high line, but he did not. And instead went on the outside. Miller was already there, so pretty much.
Blocked himself.
Yeah, pretty much unintentionally blocked Gilbert there. Looks like Damon Gilbert blocked himself there. And now that may have lost some time that he was gathering on Caleb Desai.
That may have lost him the race.
Misinterpreted what Miller was going to do.
He lost a tenth that last lap. But then he gained a tenth right back. No, he did not. He lost another tenth.
Whoa, wow. Michelle Miller will be disqualified for that. So that will be... Wow.
Yeah.
Race control said the final word, and that will be our second disqualification from the race.
I'm going to need everyone to leave their opinions in the comment section down below on what race control was thinking there. What is your opinion, Dwayne? Do you think she should have been disqualified or no?
I can see both sides there, to be honest.
So can I, yeah. In my opinion, he blocked himself, but she should have just went on that apron as the leaders were coming through. Both parties could have did. Ooh, Caleb Desai getting loose. Wall contact on the right rear. That car's getting tight. Damon Gilbert was a tenth faster that time around. He's running out of laps here, man. He needs to get within a half a second so that draft really helps him out. This is shaping up to a potential photo finish if he can break another 2/10.
6 laps to go. Can Gilbert catch up?
The side's getting really loose coming out of 2 and 4. So he's pushing that throttle down hard. So he might ruin this race for himself, but he's also a very talented driver. So these guys are pushing to the absolute limit.
And I'm getting here some comms. Michelle Miller is absolutely furious at that decision from race control.
No one ever wants to get disqualified. Even if you're in the wrong, no one ever wants to get disqualified. You practice all week, especially this late in the race. No one ever takes it nicely.
5 to go.
He gained another 10th.
Gilbert just has to try and throw absolutely everything on that 30.
Pretty much even that time around again. See, that's how you're supposed to get out the way of the leaders. You just go all the way out the end, especially if you're a lap down. You're not going to lose any more positions. That's what race control wants to see, and they didn't see that with the Michelle incident. Race control may have been a little trigger happy, but that's up for discussion in the comment section. I'll be there till 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't know, Dwayne. This might be it here. Unless Caleb hits the wall coming out of 4. Because that's his loosest turn.
So far, both in a good rhythm. Both with almost near identical laps. So we're going to come down to this. 2 laps to go. 3 miles left. Last chance for a caution.
Caution now would ruin everything for Caleb. He's holding it low, giving that dirty air. If you give him the dirty air, there's nothing he can do about it. I know this feeling all too well, Caleb.
Looks like we will see the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go at Kansas.
Oh man, this is such deja vu here. My heart was racing 180 BPM here.
Can Gilbert catch him? Desai to the backstretch for the final time.
He's gaining on him. That's pretty much it.
I don't think it will be enough.
Just take it easy coming out of 4, Caleb. You don't want to lose it. You're already loose coming in.
The championship leader with an absolute banger to enter the championship 4. Caleb Desai wins at Kansas. An absolute masterclass of a performance. It's win number 3 of the season.
Only number 3, I could have swore I've heard him win every race this season. This guy has been putting on a masterclass all season long. But I'm gonna leave you in the booth, Dwayne. We got some other things to go take care of. Everyone have a good night.
All right, thank you very much for
Of
joining me up
course.
here in the booth.
Of course, my pleasure, man.
And there it is, Caleb Desai burning it down. If you didn't think the championship lead was enough, well, this is gonna be a huge statement for the rest of the crew. Caleb Desai will be the number 1 man going into the championship 4, fighting for a title next week. Damon Gilbert is in, Hunter Winkler is in, and I believe it will be Zachary Evans who manages to enter the championship 4, taking up the final spot. But here are your race results from the elimination race. Here in the round of 7, Caleb Desai sweeps the stages, gets the race win. A masterclass performance for win number 3 of the season. as he enters as the #1 seed going to the Championship 4 race. Damon Gilbert P2, Kylan Wilson will round off the podium, and then it's George Bark, David Duran Jr., Hendricks Bromberg, Hunter Winkler, Mason Wilson, Dustin Castillo, Xavier Beauregard rounding up the top 10. Then it's Kevin Page, Juan Cobbs Jr., Zachary Evans, Kalen Wilson, Scotty Lanning, Cole Christopher, Mike Largamont, Davin Thornhill, and it will be Michelle Miller and Presley Bromberg, both disqualifications from the race. So let's try and get your post-race interviews up here, and let's get them started. Let's bring on your race winner here. Alrighty, post-race interview time. Let's bring him on up. Caleb, can you hear us? See if we can get it on up here.
Hello, Mr. Dwayne.
There we go, Caleb. Third win of the season. You sweep the stages, you get the race win, and you had the championship lead, of course, entering Kansas. And now it is the time you've been waiting for. You enter as the #1 person into the championship 4. What are your overall thoughts for this race and grabbing your third win of the season? And what are you feeling being the top man to beat going into the championship race next week?
I think a lot of it was just like I came into a race with low expectations. I started P9 and I was like, okay, maybe I won't be able to do anything. But once I started passing throughout the entire field, I was like, okay, now I know I can do something. Getting the race win meant a lot for me. Meant a lot for Jordan. He'll be with us during the next race. Being the #1 seed feels a lot of pressure, but that's something you have to overcome in order to win the championship at the end of the day.
And obviously, of course, you've been waiting for this moment for so long. At the start of the season, there was a couple of rough patches there, but you managed to break through. What would a Supporting Heroes Cup Series championship mean to you next week?
It would mean a lot. It brings home a much wanted title to myself. Just being able to conquer a lot of things throughout the beginning of the season. I was not like the driver I was now, and I had to learn a lot of things in order for myself to be here today.
Alrighty, but nonetheless, what an absolute great performance as always. Next week, it is gonna be a great showdown between you and the other 3 drivers fighting for a title. Caleb, is there any final shoutouts that you would like to do?
I want to be able to give a shout out to Hendricks. He was the one that was coaching me a little bit of Kansas. So I want to give a big shout out to him. Thank you very much. And that's my only shout out.
Alrighty, there it is. Caleb DSA, your race winner here at Kansas. Your #1 guy going to the championship 4 next week. Wishing you the best of luck in that championship race.
I appreciate it. I will be there.
Alrighty, let's get Damon Gilbert up here. And he will be your P2 finisher. Damon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Damon, another masterclass performance by yourself and Dragonfly Racing. Great fight there in the closing laps between yourself and Caleb DSA. Fortunately, he just manages to beat you there. Wasn't enough to catch him, but still a great result. Still a great way to enter the championship 4. How do you feel about your performance tonight? Is there any possible way or another different strategy that you think you would have potentially caught up to them to grab the race win here?
No, there was nothing I could have done different. Caleb just outclassed me there. So I just gotta try to get better. It just gotta figure out what I was doing wrong, and again, take it the next week and try to win it.
And of course, Desai is going to be your championship leader going to the championship 4. You will be the number 2 guy going to the championship race next week. What are your chances about grabbing the title, and what would a Supporting Heroes Cup Series championship mean to you? How much pressure is on you right now?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'm just gonna give it my best, try it like I do every week. Just see where it goes from there. You asked about my chances. What is it, 25%? So that's where we are.
Dragonfly Racing has been on an absolute roll, and hopefully that roll continues on into the championship race next week. Damon, is there any final shoutouts that you would like to give out?
Yeah, just like a normal you guys. My buddies there, George, Hunter, and yep, that's it.
Alrighty, there it is. Damon Gilbert, P2 finisher here at Kansas. Wish you the best of luck going into the championship race next week at Homestead.
All right, yeah, thank you.
And I believe that will be it. Kellen Wilson, not up here. They can't seem to find him. So that will be it for tonight here in Kansas. Your championship 4 are settled, and it is time to go to an absolute brawl. We'll take a look at the final standings after this. But it will be Caleb Desai, Damon Gilbert, and I believe will be Hunter Winkler and Zachary Evans. Those are your 4 drivers that will compete for the championship next week. And of course, speaking of the championship next week, you do not want to miss it. The season finale, the championship race. Well, we will crown a Supporting Heroes Cup Series champion at Homestead Miami Speedway. One final race, 4 drivers, only one gets to walk out as champion, and I cannot wait to see who that will be. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. It's been a pleasure putting these streams and broadcasts up for you guys. It was Dwayne Crespo alongside Jaden Duran and Michael Egamont up here in the commentary booth, and we will see you all next week to crown a champion. Peace out, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your night.